Hey, yo, what's going on? It's your boy, Man in the Wild. Just in my thoughts about this here election and the characters we got involved with it. Um, I don't know in the way they operate, but because I really don't get into politics that like that, and I I haven't up until recently, and I don't know just because of how disturbing shit really is. Cause I ain't really fuck with Trump. You know, I I can honestly say that, I did get duped by the media. But but as far as Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, um, I never listened to her speak before. I would only see Joe stumbling over the easiest of sentences and questions and see him fall down numerous stairs. Oh my God, the amount of stairs this man fell down. And it's clear to me how the world can see America, the United States, it's just a complete international joke. And so Joe doing what he should have done, even though kind of what I think he's already done, which is take a bow and give the reins to Kamala. And like I said, I never heard her talk really until I found out that she was going to be running, as the presidential nominee for the Democrats. And I mean, it's just, adds to the disturbing, what I'm saying, and add a side of gross. So here's I seen an interview, with Judge Joe Brown, just giving his take on Madam Vice President.
About Kamala Harris. How you feel about her?
She's a piece of shit. I was in California. She lacked professional competence, and she worked on it by hiking up her hemline when she needed influence rather than researching. I was out in California for 15 years doing my show when she was at her peak, and she had a reputation amongst the trial lawyers of being lazy. She just hike her skirt up and try to flirt, and she wasn't that good in the courtroom, if not pretty bad in the courtroom.
All right, so he just said a lot right there. He just said a lot right there. But looking at Judge Joe Brown, he does have some sort of quote unquote spotty record, I guess. Um, Mainly, the only thing I know about it, motherfucker like to drink a lot. Motherfucking drunk ass Joe. But when it comes to how people operate and things like that, when you got a dude who has seen as much as Joe has, and been around as much as he has, you know, you you got to know that it takes a special kind of person to tell the truth against somebody who everybody else is trying to protect. So trust and believe. I believe a motherfucking drunk motherfucker. I believe the drunk motherfucker that has something to say, about that person than any of the flying monkeys or, yes people, any day of the week. Because that drunk motherfucker has zero filter, zero fucks given about what comes out of their mouth about somebody else or in general. You know, so and not only is the filter, at zero fucks given, the that truth shit is kind of like the right there what you really want to say type stuff. That drunk motherfucker's gonna say it. So with Joe, giving us this, this little bit of information and however it goes and all of that, like, I'm more apt to believe it, especially when just out the gate what he said is, very relevant. Given the fact that she doesn't do any research, that's been proven. You got something on that later. The fact that she likes to hike up her skirt and flirt whenever she ain't getting it. Yeah, like she giggles so much. She giggles way more than I swear than anybody rational that I've heard. Cause shit is not that fucking funny, right? The shit that's being giggled about is not that funny, or even take it another step, not funny at all. Why the fuck are you laughing? How the fuck can you laugh about it? So anyways, you know he just got started, but damn it, I might be with you, Joe.
So I'm not surprised at what she does. She's 60 years old, and I think listening to her word salad and the way she talks, I think she's got early onset dementia and also some problems with menopausal complications. That's that. You see, today is going to be tomorrow. So since it's going to be tomorrow, today we have tomorrow, which is why we are now. Like, what did you say? They have something in mind, but they cannot cognate getting all the way through it, which is why she's famous for this word salad garbage, and she doesn't make a bit of sense. I think since she's only 60, she's actually on a worse track than Biden was. Biden is 20 some years older than her, and he has been senile for a long time. Now, about 5 or 6 years ago, when did they start ramping up to do this? 2019. Okay, I was saying Biden has been a failure his whole adult career, a second-rate, third-string player. He's in the game, so he wants to make a name for himself. I considered him for years poor trailer park, urban trailer park trash, and he's a crook. He's a third stringer. Now, what I said he was going to do is he probably wants to claim fame for being the first person to see to it that a woman got to be president. And what I predicted, I'm slightly wrong on it, was that he was going to get in, try to get elected, and if he got one term, try to get elected for a second one. And then halfway through his term, when he had served 2 years, to retire or resign in her favor. So under the 22nd Amendment, what happens is she can serve for the final 2 years for somebody and then be elected twice more. So that woman would be able to serve 10 years, second only to Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who got elected to 4 terms before they put the amendment in place so you couldn't. Now, that said, I think, and my major at UCLA was political science. My analysis is they picked the weakest somebody they could as a figurehead, somebody who had some apparent minority status, which she does not. And what goes on is that you get her, everybody would be afraid to go against her because of what she can pass herself off as. And then you get somebody that's easy to control because she's lazy.
Man, and see, and man, so many nails was hit on so many heads with what he just said. You know, so many nails. Cause I mean, when you talk about because they tried that plan, which is a kind of a devious genius plan, um, with the whole letting him be president for a couple years and then sneak her in and all of that type, and then keep it moving like that. But I mean, what he did in that debate, was so, I don't know. It was such an egregious mistake. You know, the fact that he basically shut down and did that little old man stammer shit, you know, on, you know, world TV during the debate. You know, so they had to cut that plan short. You know, but what's got to be noted with it is that, you know, as another video later on approved, you know, talk about it too. You know how, if that's the case, since we got so much of this inflation shit going on, you know what I'm saying? We got so much of this, what do you want to call it? We want to take away the guns so much, even though Illinois being one of the most democratic take away your guns motherfuckers, Chicago got the highest murder rate around. You understand? We got children um, potentially being taken away from their parents because they want to be a different, you know, whatever gender, sex, whatever they want to be. If the parent don't let them be that in Minnesota, shit, they can take their kids away. Sterilizing our children, you know, leading forth with that depopulation she be talking about. You know, but here he goes with that. If you're, cause when somebody is lazy as fuck, that's that go along, get along shit. You know, you flirt your way, sex your way, you know, to the top. Yeah, you gonna do whatever the fuck any dick that's been around you is gonna tell you to do. You know, and as it stands, shit, we got some evil motherfuckers that's in the front right now because, I mean, golly, you know, shit ain't always been bad. You know, it's been here and it's been there and all of that shit. But the way that we're talking about now, like, man, it's bad enough to got me thinking about politics.
Because she is becoming incoherent and because she's always tried to do the casting couch to get where she wants. Now, the problem is that'll get somebody to a certain level quickly, but you can't get past that level if you don't have competence and talent. So my thing about it is if I'm crude about it, in this city years ago, I used to represent a whole bunch of pimps and hoes, and I know a hoe when I see one. And I say this, I don't care, woman, you do what you want to do if you want to have recreational sex, but when you do the casting couch or anything else for professional purposes to get paid or advance, you a hoe. And she's old hoe. And the problem is what is she supposed to do? Somebody, one of her sycophant slaves comes up and unwraps her in a carpet naked at Putin's feet, and he says, oh, yeah, I'm Julius Caesar. He said, no, I got better stuff here already. Plus, I don't want you anyway, you old woman. Get on up, you know. Or Xi Jinping, is he supposed to be impressed? She's doing word salad. Well, we're here today because China and the U.S. are here today, and that's why we have to agree on what we're doing here today. Like, fool, what did you just say? You know, did you say anything? And I've never seen such a salacious mess as I've seen out of her.
All right, so let me see. That's, you know, that's Judge Joe Brown. You know, with his take on, with his take on Kamala Harris and just, you know, what, you know, basically what she brings to the table. You know, who she is as a person. You know, and so, you know, the next one's gonna go to, you know, who she decided to invite to her rally um, dinner right after, because I don't know the exact dates of certain shit, but I do know that when I looked at that Judge Joe Brown shit, making comments and stuff, like the headline was July 31st, you know, and so around the end of July is when I guess this stuff really hit the media or whatever. So August 2nd, this motherfucker invited Megan Thee Stallion to perform at her presidential rally. You know, with you know, with what, 3 or 4 extra twerking booties up there, right? So let's just say, okay, so you get accused of being a hoe, okay? Just a downright hoe. You a casting couch hoe. You fucked and sucked your way up to the top. You're a hoe, right? So how is it then your next couple orders of business is to put twerking booties on the stage in support of you to get people to follow you? Like, yo, what the fuck kind of sense? Like, how can anybody see this shit and not see the bullshit behind it? You know, the fact that, you know, these Democratic people, you know, the fact that they're catering, you know, to like certain special groups and all of this other type of stuff, and ain't done shit for anybody the last 4 years. You know, the economy is way worse under these people. You know, and that much is clear. And then so when you, because I mean, it goes to show who you are as a person, you know, by the way you reach out to people. Excuse me, because you know what is it? I've you know, spoken with people that have heard women speaking about this, you know, who have said, you know, that they are making the stallion fans. However, there's a time and a place for this. You know, there's a time and a place for it, because I'm gonna let it play. You know, there's a time and a place. You know, and something presidential, right? Something that's supposed to be dignified. You know, something that's supposed to have, you know, distinguished behind that shit. You know, now, granted, I know, you know, we know that, you know, there is a whole bunch of bullshit, you know, behind that to where it's not distinguished, not, you know, any of that good shit. But what you present, you know, what you put in front of the people, like you're just basically telling everybody that, yeah, they telling the truth about me. You understand? Follow me. I'll show you how to get there. You know, because like I said, this shit is gross to me. You know, and I'm a man who loves booty, right? Like that, I mean, as most men do. You know, we love a woman with a nice booty. You know, however, I would not want to go to, I don't know, my school board meetings, right? Because I, you know, got kids and shit. I don't want to go to no school board shit, you know, where a superintendent is running for office or something, school board members is trying to get on, and, you know, they decide that, hey, I want to reach this demographic, so I'm going to put some twerking booties on stage. We're going to have a party. You know, I would find that extremely inappropriate. Extremely inappropriate. You know, it's banks or something that might want to bank with, or insurance company I might want to fucks with. You know, if they put twerking booties in front of me to try to get me to fuck with them, like it would have the opposite effect. And I'm not the only one. You understand? So the fact that this is what she did, you know, and the timing that she did it, you know, like the words that Judge Joe Brown said, you know, might have to have, you know, a little bit more weight, you know, because naturally, you know, you're not gonna get to the facts of shit when it comes to something like that. You know, you just have to go off of, you know, the circumstantial evidence and the pattern that somebody decides to show you. You know, what they decide to give you is who they are. You know, and you know, given what I've seen and heard, and what you know, I'm saying, about to hear, because I mean, I'm pretty sure, you know, many folks have heard. exactly what she does, but
It has a very low IQ,
keep
but
it
we'll
going
find
down.
out about her IQ during the debate. Okay, let's find out about her IQ.
Cause yeah, low key, yeah, this right here you see it's a rally that Trump has in Montana. Okay, and I mean, you just can't run from what's real.
So, we have this great system. I want to show you just one other thing, please. Do you mind putting it up, please? Thank you.
We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making. Talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time. Ukraine is.
All right, so manipulators love to use what is known as them word salads. You know, Joe Brown talking about some dementia, and she's all right, but I'm chalking this shit up to manipulation. Because when you have nothing to say to somebody, it's funny how often the same shit keeps getting repeated. Keeps getting repeated and like redressed. Within the structure of the conversation. It's kind of like that's a red flag to me. When you either keep talking about the same dumb old shit, or you what's it called? Have a tendency to keep saying the same phrases or same words while not saying anything else. Because that shit is weird.
Country in Europe, it exists next to another country called Russia. Russia is a bigger country. Russia is a powerful country. Russia decided to invade a smaller country called Ukraine. So basically that's wrong. So you're now no longer are you necessarily keeping those private files in some file cabinet that's locked in the basement of the house. It's on your laptop, and it's then therefore up here in this cloud that exists above us, right?
All right, so now you got somebody who is speaking in front of potentially the world, because everybody's going to pay attention to the president of the United States, right? Some of the best some of the best takes on the United States government comes from that Sky News down in Australia. The motherfuckers hilarious. But anyways, that there's a potential for you to be across the world. Okay, so number one, you're gonna do some type of research, as to what you speak on. But number two, you're gonna make sure that you know what the fuck you're talking about. Right? Like you're gonna make sure, like, okay, I'll take myself for an example. Right? I'm not on no big stage like that. But I'm gonna make sure that what I say, has some type of backing to it. Where there's been some type of thought, whether it be, the research of it, whether it be, because some of the stuff I push out there, is internal type. I'm just talking, but it's a thought out process. It's not something that's done on a whim. Where the information that I'm giving, is I don't know, basically gonna make me look stupid. Like I'm not gonna do that to myself. So how is it you got, the Madam Vice President, aspiring future president that gets in front of the microphone and has no idea what the fuck they're saying, and like I said, it comes back to the whole the manipulation game, to where word salad mixed with stupid messages, that's a way of the narcissistic motherfucker to feel powerful and control and feel that control over you, to get you to believe dumb shit and to, basically spin you in circular conversations. You know, because that's all you get from her is a circle. I mean, I don't know if you heard the one where she talked about where the lady asked her how she was gonna fix inflation if she was elected, and oh my God, the circular. There was so many circles in there. Like if you didn't know what the fuck was going on, you would be dizzy and willing to follow because you don't know where the fuck you going. You just gonna listen to the motherfucker that says follow my voice. You know, but you know, this is who you get, somebody who not only does the word salad shit, but you over here explain this shit and filling in words by telling people shit that is extremely, what do you want to call it? Hell, I don't even know the word for it. Obvious. Stating the obvious, you know, all while trying to act like you teaching a motherfucker. That's the sign of somebody who's dumb and childlike for real.
Nations, island nations, in the Western Hemisphere. That is where the Caribbean is. We are also in the Western Hemisphere. They are our neighbors. I am here, standing here on the northern flank, on the eastern flank, talking about what we have in terms of the eastern flank. I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been, you know? Space is exciting. It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree that there are things and tools that are available to us to slow this thing down. We will work together and continue to work together to address these issues, to tackle these challenges, and to work together as we continue to work to ban pop.
Yo, like, do you hear that shit? Like, what the fuck did you just say? What challenges? What issues? I mean, yo, I was listening to some comedians talk about the Trump assassination attempt, and they were just talking about politics in general and all that type of shit. And a couple of them alluded to it. Man, this shit feels like a stupid ass fucking movie. Because even on the campaign, man, I could take them motherfuckers more seriously than her. And I'm talking about Will Ferrell's the campaign. I ain't talking about a specific year. I'm talking about Will Ferrell and them on the campaign will be taken more seriously than this chick. You know, and the way it's like coherent and not really going anywhere. Like, because people say it's public speaking, you know, people get nervous and all of this shit, man, get the fuck out of my face. Fuck out of my face. You've been a prosecutor speaking in front of judges and courts, so I mean, you're supposed to have practice in that. And then if you were good enough as a prosecutor, you know, to make it as the attorney general, your ability to communicate, you know, and actually put a coherent thought together that would make somebody believe that you have some type of knowledge inside of your bank. Right, so you would move on to that, and then all the way to the vice president. So from all of that type of track record, you should be able to put some real fucking sentences together. You understand? You wouldn't be to the point where you talking to everybody like they dumb as shit, over explaining, talking about what hemisphere we in and all of this shit. Like, did you just learn the shit? Like, that sounds like a child. That shit sounds like 100% child. While a child is talking, they get diverted in their mind and try to think that they telling a grown motherfucker some shit. Example, I coach football. Kid come up to me today, gonna say, Coach, I'm gonna run a chair. Do you know what a chair is? This little motherfucker is like 12 years old. I said, we all got a good laugh as I stared at him. Do you know what a chair is? And he was like, yeah, okay, all right, run a chair. This little motherfucker runs a sluggo. I thought about Kamala Harris in that moment.
Straws. And I we should. Yes. I mean, look, I'm going to be honest. It's really difficult to drink out of a paper straw when you had, if you're just, like, if you don't gulp it down immediately, it starts to bend. Yes. And then, you know, the little thing catches it, and then, you know, so we got to kind of perfect that one a little bit more.
Okay, so now, it keeps stopping. Why the fuck are you giggling when the words above your fucking head was crisis? The word above her head was crisis. Okay? That shit was clear. Let me see if I can get it up there. Yep. Town Hall, the climate crisis. And you over here giggling and making jokes and shit. Like I said, nothing is fucking funny. You know, now granted, I don't fuck with paper straws. Wouldn't fuck with paper straws if I had the choice. Right? But it's a serious issue to some people. And especially the people that she's talking to and you know, potentially listening to, because at town hall, you would think motherfuckers get to talk and ask questions. But you're making a joke about shit, giggling. Yo, only girls that are, that know they ain't shit giggle at everything. You know, when it comes to trying to divert the attention away from how dumb they are, divert the attention away to how little they got inside of their brain, and all of that shit. They either shake their booty or they giggle. You know, let Judge Joe Brown tell it. She does both. Like there's no, I don't give a damn. Like I understand, I myself am a goofy motherfucker at times, right? But there's a time and a place for shit. You know, and for somebody to continually giggle at every fucking thing. Man, she giggles when you say woke. Are you woke? Woke. Make the straws better. What the fuck is funny? Only stupid people laugh all the time like that.
So we got to kind of perfect that one a little bit more. Do you know, okay, a bit of a history lesson. Do you know that the women's teams were not allowed to have brackets until 2022? So
okay, and again, I mean, the perfect segue into stupid, or from stupid into that. You, like, how can I put it? Emotionally charged. You know, there was a lot of emotionally charged behind what you said about this women's bracket. Look at that. Look at the head going, the hands going. Women, did you know? Right? And it's like I said before, you get in front of a camera, you're supposed to know what the fuck you're talking about. When you're talking to somebody, especially you in front of the flags, that means you're supposed to be presidential. Know what the fuck you're talking about. But you say something so dumb. Like, what the fuck? That means you'll lie about anything. If you'll sit there and tell a fucking dumbass little story to somebody about, let me tell you, did you know that women didn't have brackets until, yo, if you're willing to tell that story, I can't believe a fucking word out of your mouth, and I won't. I won't. Especially when you got family members not commenting on when they ask about you being black and all of this shit. And what your dad's saying that you need to stop that shit. Because it's disrespectful.
do you know, okay, a bit of a history lesson. Do you know that the women's teams were not allowed to have brackets until 2022? So the United
Fucking
States
stupid.
shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance
Is it?
with the Republic of North Korea. AI is kind of a fancy thing. First of all, it's 2 letters. It means artificial intelligence.
Oh.
There's a balance to be struck between being tough and being a Turn that off.
So if you listen to Kamala's speeches, you'd never even know that she's been running the country. She's been running the country for 4 years and doing a horrible job. Look at what's happened to our country. We are a failing nation. I hate to say it, we are a failing nation. I wish I didn't have to do this. I wish I didn't have to go and do this. I wish they were great. I wish they'd make our country great, but they're going to destroy our country. You know it. They even know it, and probably they're doing it on purpose. It's hard to believe, but they're probably doing it.
All right, so with him, so what he just said at the end of that was very, I don't know, very important, because, you know, he said they're probably doing it on purpose, right? Because what's one of the main defensive tactics that a narcissist will use, that they'll use, and the answer to that is self-sabotage, right? So when you got a narcissistic motherfucker, right, who knows that they have no chance to win, right, they'll just blow up whatever they got going on in their life and move on to the next part of it. You know, make these people look so bad, right, that when history looks at them, they say, man, they'll disavow them motherfuckers. You know, give them their proverbial burn notice. You know, because project failed. You know, project failed. You know, especially with, you know, who she decided for her running mate. You know, because I mean, I've heard both of them tell blatant lies as they spoke. You know, but you can't. The propaganda shit used to work, you know, back in the days and shit, because people had to do so much to research. You know, but now in our society, shit, if you ain't got it on video, the shit didn't happen. You know, so everything is on video, and you can pull all kinds of receipts, you know, from the very shit that these motherfuckers are saying, from the very shit that's coming out of their mouths, you know, trying to lie and this, that. So when the narcissist gets to a point, you know, where they're trying to smear, because you got to think, the narcissists, whenever they do it in personal people's lives and shit, they do that smear campaign, but it's like you don't really have that many people that can see it. So it usually grabs more people, right? Well, in this case, it's right in front of our faces. So the ones that are smart see right through that bullshit, right? You know, but they always have just enough people, you know, to make it look like something. You know, and the ones that actually don't pay attention to really, you know, in doing any type of studying, any type of individual, you know, independent thoughts. You know, quick to listen to what somebody. That's why I don't really deal with myself, like my stuff on like my personal social medias and stuff. I don't really talk to people about certain stuff, because you can't have these conversations, and that's why it's so important in today's time, especially because you got your Democrats on the left, got your Republicans on the right, right? You know, you got your Bloods wearing red, Crips and shit wearing blue, green, you know, purple, green, you know what I'm saying? Like all, you know, there's a bunch of different ones, but they got everybody spread out. So now, but with this left and this right, these motherfuckers done went so far left that even the short right can't fuck with it. Because, I mean, that's how the saying goes, man. Shit went left. You don't, and when it goes fucked up, like when something goes wrong, bad, crazy, oh yeah, damn, man. All I did was ask a question, and this motherfucker just started going crazy, and shit went left quick. So that's what we're dealing with in this day and age. The left is so far gone to the left that getting towards the middle ain't even in the view. It's out of the perspective angle. You know, the middle ain't even close. You know, and the crazy part about that is that the right is very, very tolerant and caring of what's in the middle and on the left. Besides feelings. You know, people, yes, feelings, no. You know, because that's all the left is concerned with is feelings, emotions. You know, which is why they're able to, you know, pass this chick off as a black woman, you know, even though she's clearly Indian, and like how how folks was talking about her pops, like I mean, he's got, you know, this lighter skin, you know, thinner lips, you know, look more Indian than anything. You know, and the Asian Indian, you know, and like I said earlier, like her family don't when she calls herself black and all of this shit, man, the family feels disrespected. I seen it on her aunt's face when they did an interview with her. Extremely offended, and so should we. We should be offended by this shit. You know, you sitting there claiming something that you not just to try to get motherfuckers to fuck with you. Like you supposed to be just a regular motherfucker that has some good ideas, has some good thoughts, does some good things, and people fuck with you. You know, even if you got some fucked up things in your past, you know, people still rock with you because, you know, you own up to them, you move on with life, and that's how life goes. You know, but when you're full of shit, right? When you're full of complete shit, you can't let that shit be. You know, case in point, you know, she's up in Michigan with this one here. She's up in Michigan and dealing with hecklers and everything as soon as she tries to talk about her opponent. Why? Because you're not saying anything about what the fuck you would do. All you're talking about is something against somebody else, and it's lies. If it was the truth, I would understand to an extent. Like how when Trump and them call them liars and shit, yeah, they are fucking lying. It's the truth. You know, but people getting upset and you'll see, I don't know, I saw some true colors, man. My homeboy sent me this video and talked to me. You'll see it at the end.
And I know the middle class built this great country of ours, and when the middle class is strong, America is strong.
And what she said is true. When the middle class is strong, America's strong. Because why the middle is, I mean, is where it's at. You know, being one extreme or the other, if you got a couple of them, cool. But, you know, most of the time, man, it's that middle, you know, where it's that peace. You know, so yeah, give her a hand clap.
And look, as we move our nation forward, Donald Trump intends to take our nation backward. Just look at his Project 2025 agenda. Project 2025.
And it's funny that they're screaming out Kamala, right? Kamala for, you know, to try to drown out the people that's, uh, in disagreement with how she's approaching everything. And a lot of the motherfuckers that's in the back, mouths ain't even moving. And I think that's kind of funny.
And please do check out Project 2025. Because I'm telling you, it is a plan. It is a plan to weaken America's middle class. Project 2025, if he is elected.
And there's no way, and then even as she speaks, like there's no way that that she can try to wash her hands of the inflation in this country. You know, want to talk about the middle class, right? There's no way that she can sit here and try to say that anything that she has going moving forward, or anything that somebody else has moving forward, I'm sorry, would could be any worse than what they're doing right now. You know, I mean, it's impossible. So, you know, hooray to those of y'all that know that she's full of shit. She getting mad. She getting mad.
because we believe in democracy. Everyone's voice matters, but I am speaking now.
And so, and again, it comes back to, being presidential, right? Being presidential, because when you're actually speaking something of substance, right? And there's people that are acting in a certain way, you're going to react in a certain way. Or should I say respond, right? You're going to respond in a way like, hey, hey, I understand that you may not agree with some of the things that I'm saying, and if you could please hold on to those and get with those people over there, Jason, John, y'all, you guys over, raise your hand so that they can see you. Go ahead and go over there to them, okay? And I will meet with you personally after this is done, and we can talk about everything that you think I said wrong, because I want to get to the bottom of this on how you feel about it, because, we shouldn't go to bed angry, okay? But let me get through what I'm saying, and please take notes. If you don't like it, meet with them over there, and I'll meet with you as well. All right, thank you. And then continue. And as it stands, I'm just a regular dude. I'm not even presidential and came up with that. Was it difficult? No. Is it something that a motherfucker that actually has good intentions for the people would say? Yes. Look at that look. That look like I know people look mad, like look when they're mad and all this other type of stuff, but the reason why you making that face, man, you can just see pure evil.
So Project 2025. Look, if he is elected, Donald Trump intends to give tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations. He intends to cut Social Security and Medicare. He intends to surrender our fight against the climate crisis, and he intends to end the Affordable Care Act. You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that, otherwise I'm speaking.
So look, look. Is this what a leader of a country who allows freedom of speech and thought? You didn't provide any alternative. You just kept saying the same bullshit. So of course they're going to, stand on what they standing on, right? But for you to look at people who feel this way about you, that's an evil woman right there. That's an evil woman who hides behind her giggles. Who has an evil agenda for the people. I mean, like I said, her running mate is basically calling for the potential sterilization of our children. Allowing kids that ain't even got to puberty yet, possibly, to take puberty blockers. That's not cool. Motherfucker can't have a license. Motherfucker can't smoke on no cigarettes. Motherfuckers can't drink no alcohol. Motherfuckers can't rent a car. Motherfuckers can't go to the doctor without a parent being present. Fly on a plane without a parent being present, or meeting them at the place to sign off on shit. But you're going to allow them to block their puberty and force the parents to get the kids taken away if they don't let it happen? That's fucking evil. Any way you slice it up. And the transgender shit is what it is. I got some members in my family that have done that. But I still love them. But at the end, the decision was made later in life. Where they had a chance to think about the shit and digest it and have a semi-grown thought in their head. But look at the face. That's the face of the woman that's trying to ruin our civilization as we know it, low key. You done talked about depopulation, but I know you probably meant, lower pollution. because it was right in the same little strengths of it. But if that's what you said, that's what you was thinking. So yeah, man. Yeah, man, this shit, man. This shit's crazy. This shit's crazy that this is where we are. Like, yo, this is 100% like idiocracy without the hilarious script writing. As to how dumb people are, as to how easily people, are manipulated. And I'm not to say that, man, you weak if you've been manipulated. Nah, I've been manipulated as well. I believed in Barack Obama for a minute. To the nigga told another lie. That was actually important to me, and then boom. You know what I'm saying? You full of shit now. But as crazy as it sounds and as weird as it gets, you know what I'm saying? Donald Trump is the best choice because shit was actually cool with him. But this inflation shit, man, it was the same shit with Obama. It's crazy, man, how like foreign policy and just what goes on in somebody's mind can affect the whole country in a certain way. Because the way that the mind works deals with how motherfuckers want to fuck with you. The type of ideologies that you got will determine on whether, like a Saudi Arabia and the niggas, however it goes. Because the scripting of shit is real. And the way that the scripting shit ends up working is that whatever the way that this shit is written, that's how it goes. And this is literally how the shit is written. Black people have been duped into being Democrats for so long that now it's come to a head to where like there's no way that you can not see through the bullshit anymore. So yeah, this shit went way longer than I thought. God dang. Well, shit needed to be said, man. Yeah, as always, man, shit is what it is, man. And don't put your trust in this woman, man, because she ain't shit, man. Kamala Harris, man, your hoe ass bullshit is confirmed.